Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of Convention Confessional. My name is Katy Hunt, and I am your host for the good, the bad, and the ugly. Mostly good as of recent, which is fun. We're coming up on the fall months, so next month, October, is going to be hopefully just a bunch of terrible horror stories, because, I mean, what else would you have in October? But today, we are not telling any horror stories that I'm aware of, unless we are, which I'm really excited about. I hope we are. But we have our guest on today, Mini Mal Cosplay themselves. Colleen, hi, how are you?
Hey, I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I mean, I can't complain, things are getting better as, every day, even though, it's not getting better, but conventions are coming back, so that's got to be like a little bit of a plus, right?
Yeah, I am so excited to have cons back after over a year of not having them. It's a breath of fresh air.
Right, exactly. So, Colleen, please introduce yourself to the masses.
I'm Colleen. My cosplay name is Mini Mal Cosplay. Uh, I've been cosplaying um, since really high school over 10 years ago, but I've only been going to cons since 2010ish. Uh, but but yeah, I've definitely um, found my calling, found my niche, um, like in the cosplay field and the like the nerd community, and I'm just so happy to be a part of it.
I mean, you and I have cosplayed together a couple of times, different things.
Yeah,
And what the listeners might not know is you're actually a little person, which
yes,
I mean I think is so awesome because there's so many cosplay opportunities for you. Like you can pretty much be whoever you want to be,
yes,
and
uh,
it's awesome.
yeah.
Um, not my favorites, obviously. Bruce Banner. I love your Bruce Banner. I loved your Coulson. Anything we do Marvel together is always a plus. Um, and then I'm sorry, there's a certain Game of Thrones character that you are known for.
I,
Tyrion.
I think so. I think he goes by
A
that.
little popular, isn't it? Yeah. No, oh gosh, I love all of your cosplays. I think you do such a good job. I mean, I'm still working on one for you, but with like everything that happened, it's like someday we will get to cosplay together in our huge Critical Role group.
Yes,
But
I'm looking forward to that very much.
I know. It's like someday I'll be like, hey, Colleen, the world's not ending. Come on over for a fitting. So you've come with stories, I understand.
Yes. Which one would you like to hear first? Like a
Oh,
celeb story or a
oh my,
con horror story?
oh my God! There is a horror story. Yay! You know what? Let's start off with like the celebrity person, then we'll move into the scary stuff.
Okay. Uh, have I ever told you about when John Rhys Davies kind of stole my axe?
No.
uh, I've had the opportunity of meeting John Rhys Davies, who is well known for playing Gimli from Lord of the Rings.
Oh yeah, that Lord of the Rings,
No
the
big, no big deal.
the original Game of Thrones.
I met him first at Rhode Island Comic Con a few years back. Uh, he was up on his table was up on like a platform, and so I'm only 4 feet tall. The table's well above my head, so
Just a little bit.
just a little. Uh, and so he sees me approach, and I'm dressed up in full Gimli, and he spots me. He's like, "Oh, it's always nice to see a fellow dwarf. And he even has a proper beard. I have to come over there." And so he comes from around the table and just approach uh, approaches me and like gives me a big hug, and then he proceeds to take my axe uh, out of me. It's like, oh, the axe is the best weapon, better than a sword or a bow and arrow, and you want to go right for the knees and then bash them over the heads and scramble the brains. And like he's talking with this like heavy accent, he's sounded like Gimli, and like he's like walking in the his beginning of his like uh, autograph line, and
Mm-hmm.
just uh, like he has this crowd of people around him. He's just swinging my axe around. I'm like, no big deal. It's just my axe with Gimli.
That's what he signed, right?
Yes, he signed it actually a few years later when I saw him again at San Diego Comic Con.
Oh,
Yeah,
San Diego Comic Con.
yeah,
Gosh, I've always wanted to go to San Diego Comic Con.
yeah. It's a lot of fun. It's actually not the um, most disorganized con I've ever been to.
Hey, that's saying something.
Yeah.
Seeing as you met him at Rhode Island,
Hmm.
which I just had a whole episode about. You'll hear about it.
Oh yeah.
It's like, oh, like I love Rhode Island Comic Con because like it has such good moments.
Yeah.
And I feel like the room that they have the meet the guests in is probably like the most organized thing because I always feel like you just get right in line. You don't have to worry about being like, where the hell am I? Because it's very well labeled.
Hmm.
The rest of it though is such a shit show.
Yeah.
I feel like it's like guests are good. The rest of it, you're like, where the hell is everything? And then you get to the third floor, and that's where you guys are for like Star Wars.
Yep. Yeah.
Because you were also part of the Star Wars group, right? Alderaan base.
Yes. The Alderaan base is part of the um, Rebel Legion.
Mm-hmm.
I joined them in 2017. I'm their resident Ewok. I'm so far the only Ewok in Alderaan base.
Yeah,
Yeah,
best Ewok. And did you meet you've met a few people that have played Ewoks before, haven't you?
I have. I have met um, Felix Silla. May he rest in peace. He was actually at Rhode Island a few years back, and he actually passed away within the past year, unfortunately.
Yeah, I remember that.
I met Kevin Thompson at Star Wars Celebration. I got to like actually work with him because he was signing autographs like right by an Ewok Endor Village set up, and that's where I was working for a few hours in my own Ewok, and so I got to uh, work with him, which was like such an honor.
Oh yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, and I also had the great honor of meeting Warwick Davis, who plays Wicket the Ewok, and like, oh my god, he is.
Right? Like, what was that like? I can't even imagine. Like, crap. Because I've had experiences in the past where it's like I'm dressed like a character and I meet the character, but I didn't. You went to like a photo shoot with Warwick, right? As the Ewok.
Yeah, I went. I had a photo op with him.
Right. Like, I just meet them by accident and I'm just like, oh my god, what am I wearing?
Yeah.
Oh my god, are you gonna. Oh no. Like, was there like that moment of panic where you're like, ah?
Uh, it wasn't any moments of panic.
Oh, good.
He was up on like a bar stool because uh, I'm only 4 feet tall. He's actually shorter than me.
Mm-hmm.
So he was up on a bar stool, so he could be about the same height as like average height people.
Right.
And I'm one of the first people that walk in, and because of course I'm meeting Mark Davis, I'm going to be there early. Uh,
Right.
so and he sees me. I'm in full wicket, like,
Mm-hmm.
and his grin, like, oh my god, I thought his face was gonna break. Like he had like the biggest smile on his face,
Mm-hmm.
and he jumps down off his stool, and um, he comes over to me, and he's like introducing himself. I have two friends with me, and like they said afterwards that they heard whispers of his handlers being like, "Fire off his stool." He never does that.
Oh. Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, well. Like, shit, Warwick Davis bowed to you, man.
Yeah. So, so I had the opportunity of getting like two pictures with him because
Mm-hmm.
my photo op, and then a friend of mine invited me into her photo op with him too. So I got to have a photo op with him without my helmet or my head on, and so the pictures of the two of us holding my Ewok head, and and then I got to have another one where I'm full Wicket with him. So I
Mm-hmm.
got to have a little bit of both, where it's me as Wicket.
That's awesome. No, that's good though, because that's just like, okay, well, here we are, and I'm character, and then here we are, because it's like, holy shit, I met Warwick Davis.
Yes,
guys, guys, I met Warwick Davis.
and and like I had to. My Ewok costume is like so hot, and like afterwards, like my friends had to like take it off me because I'm like overheating because I'm so excited.
You're just like, I'm dying, but it was worth it. It was so worth it. Let me die in this Wicket costume, and I'm
Yes.
complete. Oh, that's awesome. I know. I've always like I've met so the only Star Wars person I've met is Mayhew,
Ah, yeah.
and that was at Rhode Island Comic Con, and it was like it was one of those things. I don't even know if I had realized he was a guest there because I looked at the guest list briefly to just be like, oh, we're going down, who's gonna be there, kind of thing.
Mhm.
And we walked past the table, and I didn't get like a photo op, I didn't get a signature or anything, but I definitely like said hi to him. He said hi back, kind of thing. So it was like it counts.
Mhm.
But it was just one of those things where you're just like, oh my god, it's Peter Mayhew, and
Yeah.
after you're like, oh my god, it's Peter Mayhew. But I can't even imagine. I would love to meet Warwick Davis. I mean, you and I were both like huge Star Wars, Harry Potter people. Like,
Mhm.
I mean, he's one of those guys. He's like up there, like he's in that generation, like our generation of people that kind of made our generation. Like
Right.
Warwick Davis was in everything. Doug Jones has been in everything.
Yeah.
Robin Williams,
Robin
who was in
Williams.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So like he's definitely on that list of people. It's like literally just like shaped up like everything. Like I swear to God, it's kind of funny. Like I think about it, like he's kind of like the Doug Jones of like the littler
Little
people world.
people. Yeah. Because he's in Leprechaun. He's multiple
Willow.
goblets in in Harry Potter. He's Flitwick as well.
Oh, do you know what I found out yesterday? Funny enough, not so random. Apparently, in like the new trilogy for Star Wars 1, 2, and 3, if you saw a Yoda walking around, he wasn't digitalized all the time. Sometimes it was Warwick Davis.
Oh yeah, I learned that recently too. I'm like, holy crap!
I'm like, oh my god, wait, it makes sense though.
Yes.
I'm like, that's awesome. Oh yeah, I know. You've met like a bunch of celebrities in costume.
Yeah, I've actually met over 40 celebrities.
Oh, oh well, flex.
Oh, sorry, I'm just.
Flexed. I mean, I also met some people, but I'm just like, I feel like you've met a bunch of people. Did you meet Sebastian Stan too?
I did.
Yeah, yeah, that's what I thought. Dressed as Bucky.
But just as Becky, yeah. And like, our photo with him is, my photo with him is just me giving him like the biggest hug.
Was Chris Evans also there?
Yes, I got to meet him and Anthony Mackie, as well as Sebastian Stan. I have a photo with all three of them.
Yes, so you met my husband. Thank you. Thanks. Didn't even put a good word in for me, I bet.
But you met my husband. You met Nathan Fillion.
I did. I hugged that man.
I am so jealous.
I did. We had a moment like running across the floor at New York Comic Con where he asked me to hug him, and I was like, okay.
Oh,
What am I gonna say? No, no,
right?
thank you, Nathan Fillion.
No. If Nathan Fillion tells you to hug him, you hug him.
Right, you run full tilt to that man, and you hug him. That was good. It was funny. Even better. That story is even better because I was dressed like Tony Stark,
Oh my god.
like wandering around like Tony Stark. And I was like, Captain! And he's like, hug me! And I was like, and then like 20 minutes later, found my friends because we got lost in the dealer's room. Like that is a convention you'll get lost in, no matter. The Javits Center really isn't that large in New York City. Like, it's large, but it's not that large. It's not like San Diego Comic Con large.
Right.
And I lost 2 people for like 2 hours. Like, where are my friends? And in that time, I found Nathan Fillion and hugged him. And then I found them, and they're like, "We don't believe you." And I'm like, "Well, I took no pictures because that was our moment. It was private."
Yeah. I'm so jealous.
Someday,
Yeah.
I have no doubt that someday you will also get to hug Malcolm Reynolds.
Yeah. That's his. Malcolm Reynolds is the namesake of my cosplay name. So.
Oh yeah, Firefly's where we've cosplayed Firefly together.
Yeah. Me as Mal, you as Wash.
Yep.
Uh,
Yep.
what else have we done? Bruce Banner, Tony Stark.
Coulson and Tony.
Yeah.
Well, you were Scanlan in our Critical Role group as like a makeshift throw together.
Yes.
Which came out awesome. I was like perfect.
Yeah. Closet cosplay.
Yep. I'm trying to think. You know, we haven't done technically Game of Thrones together, but I was dressed like Tony Stark while you were Tyrion.
Tyrion, yeah.
So I mean, still kind of counts.
Yes. You were Stark, so.
Right, and eventually I am going to make Jon Snow.
Oh, nice.
So that will eventually be a thing. God, I mean, say if it hasn't been like the same group together, we've at least walked around together, like in like the same fandom of some kind.
Yeah.
Like, you know, your costumes are always wonderful. And honestly, I'm just so happy that you're getting the recognition for them, because I remember when you just kind of started out and you were Edward Elric, and your Edward Elric was adorable.
Oh, thank you.
I was like, oh my god, you look so good. And it's like now you're all over the place, and you just had a whole guest slot at Granite State Comic Con for it.
Yes, that was like amazing. It's my first time being a guest at a convention, and I'm so honored to be a guest. And
yeah, it's weird though, isn't it? Like, isn't it weird when you get that email? It's just like, hey, you want to be a guest at this convention? You're just like, who am I?
Yeah.
Like, what? Okay. Sure.
Yeah.
But no, I totally get it with you. Yeah, no big deal. This is fine.
Yeah.
This is fine. But no, I totally get it with you. I mean, like I said, you've done so many costumes over the last like decade, and like so many like iconic ones too. Because like I said, there's just certain costumes that you can do that other people can't pull off. Period. You know, and it has to do with you just in general being a little person. Like, I mean, kids and stuff can be Wicked, but it's like now you're a full-grown adult and you get to live the dream of being Wicked. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Like, everybody else could be Chewbacca. Short Chewbacca's running around everywhere.
You won't believe how many people are like, is that a Wookiee? Like, no.
They don't know what an Ewok is.
No.
Fake fans. Fake fan. Get out of here. Get away from me. I don't know. But I mean, even like Tyrion and stuff, like you make a kick-ass Tyrion. I love your Tyrion Lannister.
Well, thank you. Yeah, I remember some tips that you gave me. Like just put that like resting bitch face on and just like walk with a purpose. And oh my god, there was a time, San Diego Comic Con, I was in such a hurry. I was dressed up as Tyrion, and I could not find the Game of Thrones photo shoot. And like I'm walking through a crowd, and I'm like pounding the pavement as fast as my little legs can carry me. And like San Diego Comic Con is crowded, and like, but here I am walking like carrying bitch face on, and like the crowd's parting. And of course, thinking about it after, because I'm in such a hurry, I'm not even realizing what's happening. Just
right.
I'm like, oh my god, it was like Moses in the river, or the Red Sea, and like just parting.
They're like, oh man, Tyrion's on a mission. Everybody move.
Yep. Andre the Giant, everybody move.
I know. I remember you being like, Katie, I need to be more like Tyrion. Like, how do I become? Because you are not by nature at all like a very like stern, serious person.
Oh.
So I was just like, man, I don't even know. I'm just like, I mean, It's like, oh, thank you. I'm a huge bitch. Yes. What you need to do. It is. It's just, it's all about the heads. And then I think it's just, everyone's like, oh, you do such a good job with like being Tony Stark. And I was like, that's because I am. That's because he and I have the same disposition. Like, I do not have time for this.
Yeah.
I am constantly irritated. Please do not talk to me or my son ever again. But like you said, it's just like, it's like one of those things you like, you just took it on. You're like, okay, I'm gonna do that, and then you see all the videos and stuff, and it's just like, my God, look at you! And it's just fun. It's fun getting into character, isn't it?
Oh yeah.
God, it's just, you don't have to be yourself for like a day. It's kind of nice,
That's why I'm really glad that cons are coming back. It's just like, oh, I miss this.
right? Right? Like, I don't have to be me. Thank God.
Yeah.
Bye, everybody.
So long.
So what's this horror story you teased with?
Uh, well, Rhode Island Comic Con a few years back, when they uh, were, well, it was like their second or third year. Uh, they met like the fire marshal's capacity, and like the con was starting to shut down because there were too many people. People were outside in the freezing cold, unable to get back in.
Mm-hmm.
It just, I remember I had signed up for the cosplay contest, and my costume was, of course, in the hotel. But if you were to leave the convention center, you basically weren't guaranteed that you'd be back in. So I'm like, I don't have my costume because I'm one of those people that do multiple costumes a day.
Yeah. Same.
So I'm like, I don't have my costume, and I don't know if I'll be able to get back in. So my sister, uh, thank thank God for my sisters, she went out to the hotel, grabbed my costume, and basically had to hand it to me through uh, the partially open door because the people weren't letting her in, but they let her arm sneak through my costume. And I got to at least get to the costume contest in time, uh, but ended up having the costume contest being so so poorly organized, and just it ended up being like delayed anyway, like, and to the point that my sister was able to get back like with plenty of time.
With like the 3 hour line.
Yeah. And like it's just Rhode Island Comic Con is, yeah.
Yeah. But I think I remember that year. I think that was like the first year that I went. Was that 2014?
uh I think so, 2014 or 2015, one of the first
Yeah,
years I went to it.
yeah, I remember. I mean, I mentioned it in my last podcast. I was talking about it. It was like we're outside in this line forever. It's cold, and then they were like, "Oh yeah, you can just buy tickets at the door." And I'm thinking to myself, I'm like, "Wow, this place isn't that big, and I can't believe they're selling door tickets still." And then we got in, and I think we were some of like the last people to get into the building. As far as just buying tickets that year went. And then all of a sudden it's like that, like, rumors go through and it's just like, oh yeah, well, nobody's allowed back into the building if you leave.
Yeah.
I was like, what? So we like pretty much barricaded ourselves into the convention center for like 7 hours just to get our money's worth, right?
Good luck getting from point A to point B in a relevant amount of time.
Right.
That place is just so packed.
Did you even like win anything at the costume contest?
Uh, I didn't know, but the people who did win were fantastic.
Oh well, good. That always makes me feel better.
Yeah.
What'd you compete in?
I competed in Tyrion.
And you didn't win anything?
There are some people that like have these big like wings
Rigged.
that
Rigged. Whole thing's rigged.
oh And I even did Tyrion's a demanded trial by combat speech.
Oh, come on! That's crap. I would have been like, I know your costume lights up, but you look just like him. Like, that's why, and that's how I judge the end. No, that's not how I judge. That is not actually how I judge. So fair. Like, oh, you're my friend, you win. Because you look just like him. That's how some people thought I judged, but that's not how I judge.
Yeah,
Uh,
I remember one convention that I entered. I think it was Connecticut. I entered as Bilbo, and you were one of the judges.
I was, and it was so hard not to be able to judge you. Because like you came in and you had all the little props and everything, and I had to sit there and just be like, proud mom. And everyone's like, okay, so that's amazing. And I'm like, please give them something. Like, I'm begging you. Like, I can't have any influence on this, but please, like, I think you won some, like a judge's award or
I think
something?
yeah, won a judge's award.
Right, right. And I'm pretty sure it was Jess because Jess is obsessed with Lord of the Rings. So I'm pretty sure you got Jess's because it was just like, oh, yeah, don't worry, I got like, good, good. You got him? Good.
Yeah.
Good, good. As long as you got him, we're good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. No, that was. Oh yeah, Bilbo. Why didn't that come up in like the list of a million costumes we were talking about?
Well, probably because I haven't cosplayed him in a while. Um, like I used to have like a Thorin that I used to cosplay with, but unfortunately, that friendship fell out. So I just haven't cosplayed Bilbo in a while.
You should bring it back though.
Yeah, I definitely plan to. But like Wicket has been taking up a lot of my convention time because I go to conventions now mainly with the Revelation.
Right. Right. I mean, it totally makes sense. Like, yeah, you're totally part of that huge group now. So I mean, you're doing like you guys get asked by. I mean, where you've been Fenway. You've been to Fenway Park
Yes,
for Star Wars Day. What did you do at Fenway Park? I'm sorry. Pretty sure you cleaned off home plate.
yes, that was my first year going to Fenway as Wicket. I got to go on the field, and they're like, "We want a few characters to come over and like start painting the plate before the game because apparently before each game they spray painted a fresh coat of white." And I'm just like, "Oh, I'll go, I'll go." Like a lifelong Red Sox fan in me is just like, "Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god."
Okay, I know, right? It's not even just the Star Wars aspect of it. I know you're a huge Red Sox fan.
Yes, like so it wasn't. It was all. I was already freaking out because I'm on the field of freaking Fenway Park,
Right.
and then getting to walk over to home plate and like stand over home plate where these legends have once stood,
Mm-hmm.
and like getting to paint it, and just like I like die happy now
And again, in the Wicket
in
costume.
a wiki costume.
And the best part is you could just sob openly and no one's gonna know because you're in a Wicket costume.
You're right.
Are they crying because like Star Wars or are they crying because baseball? I can't tell.
No,
I won't know.
I don't think I would even know.
Right. It's a mix of emotions. Uh, oh my goodness. See, I'm gonna make you brag about yourself. You're trying not to, but I'm gonna make you do it. I'm gonna bring
Okay.
up all these things that I know and be like, "Oh, you did this." Brag.
Yeah. Uh, I'm trying to be humble and I try a lot not to brag, but
Do not worry. I'll unhumble you right now.
okay.
Okay. Like, oh, you're a guest, and you did this, and you did this, and you're just like, yeah, I did.
Yeah.
You sure did.
No big deal.
No big deal. So, was your first cosplay Edward Elric?
Yeah. If you want to call it like a first official cosplay, because
Oh,
I did Sasuke Uchiha and Tamari from Naruto.
okay.
Um, but my first like what I call my first official cosplay because I it was the first one at a convention would
Mm-hmm.
would be Edward Elric,
Okay. Okay.
and uh, it was so surreal because a friend of mine who told me about Full Metal Alchemist is like, oh, the main character's short. He gets be, made fun of because of his height a lot. I think you'll like it. And I'm just like, thanks.
Great. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, but I just like ended up completely falling in love with Full Metal Alchemist. And,
Oh, it's such a good anime.
yeah, but it's like it's just so good. And so I cosplayed Edward Elric, and of course, being only 4 feet tall, I was expecting to just have the nonstop short jokes, but it was people that were people that were freaking out were more going like, "Oh my god, it's an actual short Edward," and not like, "Hey, Pipsqueak." They were like, "Oh my god, a short Edward! This is
you know,
amazing!"
you know what it is too? Is they're like, oh my god, if we make fun of them, then are we being that person? Like we can't make fun of a little person. Like, yeah, go ahead, say it, say the joke, go ahead. It's like
Yeah.
everyone will judge us. So you're at a total advantage, honestly.
Yeah.
It's like, ooh, where's your line? Let's find out. Where's the line? Oh my goodness, so much fun. Colleen, thank you so much for coming on the show.
Of course.
It,
Thank you so much for having me.
oh my god, again, proud mom, proud con mom, seen you grown up, watched you grow and blossom into far more than I could have ever accomplished in my entire life. So I'm very
Oh,
proud of you.
thank you.
And I'm excited because you just had your guest slot. I'm sure there's more to come from that. If you see my husband again, next time could you just mention to him maybe?
Yeah,
Not be so selfish. That'd be
okay.
nice.
As long as
Thanks.
you do the same for me, and if you ever see Nathan again.
All right, bet. If I see Nathan, I'll just be like, look. We'll each go to a convention where they're both at, and just like take them by the hand and lead them over to each other.
Right?
Right.
Just be like,
Because again,
stay here.
right. You stay here, and I will be right back.
Yeah.
Allie, where are you? Is there anything you'd like to promote while you're on the show?
um, well, just my Mini Mal Cosplay. I've also started up a freelance uh, graphics position gig where I like do some editing on cosplay photos.
Mm-hmm.
So like if you like really like a picture, like your pose or anything, but there's like convention people behind you, I can like remove that background and put you like in the middle of uh, like a scene from the show or anime that you're dressed up as.
Sweet.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So like let's say you're dressed up as Wash or Tony Stark, and you're in a convention scene. I'll put you either on Serenity or uh, at the Stark Expo. And
Awesome. I will definitely probably take you up on that at some point.
okay,
100%. Awesome. Well, thanks so much again for coming on. And that's it. That's the show for this week. So if you like what you heard, folks, make sure you catch up on all of our past episodes, and look forward to new episodes every Wednesday. And also, you can catch up on YouTube if you can't do the whole sit there and listen thing, and you need like closed caption or something. We have a whole closed caption option on our YouTube channel under the same name, Convention Confessional. So check that out too, because those are fun to put together. I make little graphics cards and stuff. It's fun. All right. Well, have a good night, everybody. Thanks, Colleen.
thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.